Welcome to another Fortnite video. I'm going to be testing out all three of the rendering modes in Fortnite. This will include testing the FPS and comparing them all at the end, and also naming pros and cons that I find for each mode. Finally, if there is a specific area of the video you are looking for, you can skip to it using the timestamps, but I'd recommend watching the whole thing anyways. I'm excited, you're excited, let's get into it. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's review DX11. So to start off with, I'm going to be testing the FPS because that's pretty much what everyone's here to see, I'm guessing. So as you can see, if we look up straight into the sky, we tend to be getting around, I'm just going to say 290 because it does keep on dipping. So for creative, we're going to give DX11 290. And to make this a fair test overall, I'm also going to test two places in a normal match and see what FPS I get there, and then get an average. Okay, so for the first test in a real game, I'm going to go to this little tower, which is right outside Camp Cuddle here, and sit on top of this tower and see what kind of FPS we get when we're looking straight into the sky. Okay, so if I'm looking straight up from where I am on this tower, I'd say I'm averaging around 240 FPS. So yeah, that's a pretty solid score. Let's see what the FPS is looking like if we go to our second spot in Greasy Grove. So for both games, I'm going to land in this basketball court over here and look straight up and see what kind of numbers that's going to give us. Okay, I'd say we're getting around an average of 212 maybe. So as you can see, there's the FPS we got for each mode on the screen right now, and also the average FPS we got overall, which we will compare at the end. Also, for the following two rendering modes, I will be doing a much shorter summary because I know if you've watched me doing the same thing over and over 2 more times, you might actually want to commit suicide. Let's hop straight into DX12. Boom! And just like that, we are in creative on DX12. Let's see how many frames per second we can get looking straight up in the sky. So we're getting around 275 FPS. I then tested both of the in-game spots, and for the first spot on the tower I got 240 FPS. And in Greasy Grove I got around 210 FPS. So here are all the results from DX12, which are very similar to DX11 and gave us an average of 242. Okay, so now we are on performance mode, and already you can see the FPS is way higher. So yeah, let's look up into the sky and see how much FPS we're getting. Okay, so after looking into the sky for a bit, I'd say we're getting around 380 FPS on average, which is an absolutely insane difference to the last ones. But yeah, let's see what the FPS looks like in some real games. And in the matches, we got a very solid 310 FPS at the tower, which is our first place, and 290 FPS in the basketball court. Boom! There are the results from performance mode, which gave us an average of 327 FPS. So here are the results overall for all the rendering modes, and as you can see, performance mode gives you a lot higher FPS, and DX11 and DX12 don't really have any difference between each other. You are definitely poggers if you manage to make it this far into the video, but let's look at some pros and cons and do a bit of an evaluation from all the results we got. So clearly DX11 and DX12 are very similar, so I wouldn't really choose one over the other. Also, for performance mode, despite it giving you very high FPS, I quite prefer my game to look good. So unless you're on a very low-end PC, or you're looking to play Fortnite really competitively and get loads of earnings, I would stick to DX11 or DX12. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a bit of a different one to what I've done before. And thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, or you may be the imposter.